One. How you doing, everybody? This is John from the Foxbody Den with my co-host here, Lee CCW Fox. And tonight we've got an interesting guest. It's his first time on any podcast. Joe Monte. Is that correct, Joe?
Sure is. What's going on?
Never been on a podcast before,
Here,
First time.
here to pop that cherry.
huh?
You know what's crazy? A lot of younger cats don't know that term because I told my friend's son, but he's older. He's like 20, and I was like,
Pop
I
your
was like,
cherry?
man, I was like, you ready to get that cherry pop? And he was like, what is that? I'm like, what? You never
Uh,
heard of that?
All right, let's stay PG. All right, we're going
Yep.
rated R in the first minute. So, Mr. Joe Monte, who I
mhm.
called Will Monte a couple of times on the podcast, we've had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
it's Joe Monte. He's at work right now in Manhattan on 42nd Street. So that's why well, if we could see you, Joe, your connection is a little
Yeah.
shitty there, but he has like a red light in his face because the sun is going down in Manhattan. So, but we can hear you, correct, Joe?
Yeah, I can hear you if you can hear me.
All right, that's good. Yeah, so where they got 4G all over Manhattan, and Joe can't seem to connect to it. So,
Yeah, I don't know.
so
Anyway,
so start off with the first question, Joe. So, how long have you been into Fox bodies?
I mean, since I was in high school, I'm 50. So the Aero Foxbody was a brand new style car when I was in high school, and everybody wanted it. I'm from New York, Italian. Either if you were Italian, you wanted an IROC or a Mustang, and I wanted a Mustang. And when I was 16, I drove a 85 Grand Prix with T-Tops. I've always been into T-Tops, but my dream was to get a Mustang. And lucky me, there was a girl in high school that had an 87 Mustang GT. It was painted custom teal green. She put power steering fluid in the brake system, and it wouldn't work anymore. So she brought it to the shop, and the guy said, "You got to replace the whole brake system." So I said, "I'll take your car. I'll give you my Grand Prix with T-Tops." So we traded cars. I pushed it. I think one of my friends pushed it with a pickup truck back to my house, and we drained the system, put a new master cylinder in, and the brakes worked fine.
What
So
year was this? What
it
year was this?
was 92. So it really wasn't that old of a car, and I was a junior in high school. So I was cruising around in basically a brand new Mustang while I was a junior in high school. So it was a fun car. It was nice. It was a five
So
speed sunroof car.
that was your first Fox body, huh?
My first Fox body. Yep. I've been in love with them ever since.
Now, is that the current Fox buddy you have now, or is this you've
No,
gone through like a couple of them already?
no. That's actually the first and last Fox body I owned until I bought my '88 T-Top, the one that I have now. I always wanted one,
Oh, okay, okay.
and things got in the way and had a different cars. And in 2022, I went to a car show and I saw someone with a T-top Aero, and I said I got to get one. And within a week, I bought one, not realizing that what I bought was kind of hard to find, rust free. I didn't know any better. I just looked it up and I found a guy online and I bought it a week later. So I kind of
Would
got
you
Yeah.
find
lucky.
it on, did you find it on Marketplace? Where'd you find the car?
It was I joined. I had someone actually mentioned to me, you got to join Facebook. There's groups that only all they do is talk about Fox bodies. So I think I went on there and I said, hey, I'm looking for an 87 to 88 T-top car. And so some guy in Boston, what's his name? I'm trying to think. Ryan Poland.
Ryan, yes,
He was kind of
yes.
big. Yep, he's in the Salines. Really super nice guy. He goes, I
Hmm.
got I got a T-top. I'm willing to sell it. And I like the week later I went and bought it, realizing he bought it off the original owner, completely rust free. The car was the car was tired. Everything was cracked. Everything squeaked. Nothing really worked right, but it was 100% there. So I bought it, brought it home, and we started the project.
Oh, I didn't know you bought that car for Ryan, off of Ryan Poland. That's pretty cool. I mean, I've heard you tell the story, when we weren't on this podcast, but I didn't know it was Ryan.
I think a clean T-top nowadays is like hard to find, and even a T-top coupe even harder to find. I think I've only seen
Yeah,
maybe two T-top coupes, and both of them are at Foxtoberfest. Other than that, I
yeah.
have yet to see another T-top coupe like out in the wild.
I've got a friend that lives in my town that has two original T-top coupes that needs to be restored, but he won't ever let them go. But I'm a hatch guy. I love the GT.
I was going to say, why did you choose the T-top hatch over the T-top coupe? You're a hatch guy? You've always been a hatch guy?
Oh, always, always. I'm not. I know. I know what people are gonna disagree with me, but I'm just not a coupe guy. I love the hatch. Always did. Always will.
Listen, man. It's we've had these debates in the Foxbody then multiple
Yeah,
times. Like T-top and hatch. It just depends on which day. Like I own both.
yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, I can't. Like my favorite car is my Saleen, but then I also enjoy my black 1990 coupe. I really can't tell you. I mean, I bought, I purchased Reblue and built Reblue. That was an '86 hatchback. So it's just, I like them both, honestly. I like Four Eyes. I like Arrows. Growing up, I loved Arrows. I hated Four Eyes, and now I love Four Eyes. What about you, Joe? Have the Four Eyes grown on you, or are you still just an Arrow guy?
No, I never. I think I told you the first day I met you was when you were pulling it out of the trailer, and I said I was not a 4i fan until I saw your car, and that was the first time I'm like, you know what, you can make a 4i sexy, you can
Yeah.
do them right, and I mean you
I,
checked all
I've
the
never,
boxes, you nailed it.
yeah, I've never been a 4-hour person myself, but I mean, I appreciate a nice one, and if I come across a good one for a good price, I mean, hey, I'll buy it. But I'm more of an Arrow person. But the 4Rs do look beautiful, like they do, and they're actually bringing in some big numbers. They're starting to bring in some big numbers because people have a preference for 4R.
Yep.
It's funny
Yep.
because growing up, the Four Eyes, like I graduated high school in 1995. So when I started driving in 94 and 95, the Aero cars, the 87, they were already, what, 7, 8 years old. I mean, obviously you had the new ones, but it's like in my era, Joe, you're a little older than me, but still, the Four Eye guys were 10 years old or 15 years older, right? So when
Exactly.
I was 17, they were already 30 years old. A lot of those, that was their car, right? So it was, to us, it sounds funny to say it now, but that was the old guy Fox body, right?
Yep.
Right?
100%.
And it was
100%.
like, oh, it was like, fuck those cars. That's the old guys. Plus they're slow. A lot of them were carbureted. I
Yeah,
didn't like the interiors on them. I thought the interior was ugly. It's all the typical shit you hear about a 4i. But man, when I got back into it, I was just like, in 2023, I'd been looking for a Fox body for about a year, and I popped on eBay and I saw Mike Clay's Cobra. Does everybody know Mike Clay's Cobra?
Mike plays Cobra. I don't think
No.
I've seen that one.
Never seen it. I'm gonna share the screen. So it was. I'd been looking, man. I just been looking.
Are you talking about like a '79 Cobra or something?
It was an 1980 Mustang. I'm
But
gonna.
but the one with the graphics on top of the hood, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the listing is still up. I mean, I'm going to share the screen with you. So I actually looked on eBay because I mean, I've been looking in forums, on forums because I was a forum guy for years, and then I kind of stopped communicating. Well, stopped getting online because from like 2013 till then, I was busy traveling, doing travel softball with my kids, travel soccer, doing the whole thing. So the weekends were busy with the kids. So I'd gotten out of the car scene, right? So, but I had a guy that worked with me. He was working for my company, and every two months or so, he would take the whole weekend off. So I went up to him like, Chris, what are you doing on the weekends, right? Because he was a sales guy, and my sales guys typically work the weekends. And he explained to me that he was racing cars. He was doing the road course racing, right? But I forget what it's called, but it was like an 8-hour challenge.
Autocross?
No, not autocross. It was an all-day event. So he was one of like 4 drivers, right? So they would go out on a weekend the whole fucking weekend. Go with a big team. He was one of 4 drivers, and they would race for like 8 hours. And it was like, I think it was called endurance race. I'm not
So
sure.
like, yeah, kind of like a Le Mans race where it's just like nonstop, kind of.
Cool. And I was like, oh, all right, cool. I was like, I've always been into the, love cars, love racing. And he's like, well, why don't you come race with us? And I was like, he's like, well, why don't you buy a car then? And I'm like, he's like, what's a really good car? This was in like 2020, late 22, early 23. I'm like, what? He's like, a Foxbody. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding, bro. Yeah, I know they're fucking light. He's like, yeah, they handle, they got all these crazy suspension setups from and stuff like that. So that replanted the bug in like 2023. So I'd been looking, man. I was looking for about a year. And I wasn't looking for a 4. I was looking at Aero, right? Groups, marketplace. Nothing caught my eye. And then December 24th, 2023, on my birthday, I pop on eBay and I see this car. And I was just, look, I'm going to share the screen with you. I see this car and I was instantly in love. This is the listing. Do you guys see this?
Oh, okay.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, man, it is nice.
That's the car you fell in love with.
And it was a fucking 4i. I was like, you got to be kidding me. I was like, a 4i? But look at this car. And so
Yeah.
I didn't know. Look at the arcades. I mean, it was just the blue seats, TMI. I didn't know. I didn't know a lot about them because I'd been away from them for so long. But all I knew, man, was that car looked good. And
I can appreciate it. I'm a car guy. I could see that car and go, wow, there's a lot of time and effort in that car. That car
Yeah,
looks
that's a nice looking car.
beautiful.
So what did it say now for right now? What's it going for?
So I purchased the car.
That's when you made 3 blue?
Yeah, no. This is on my birthday, 2023. I went to my wife, and she knew I was looking for a Foxbody. I got the blessing. I'm like, this is the car. She's like, oh, that's a cool car. Buy it. So on my birthday, Christmas Eve, the business isn't even open, but it was on eBay. It was listed, so I hit buy it now. Bang, right? I was like, I got the car. But back then, it wasn't $39,900. It was $30,000, right? And so I was like, yeah. So I copy the link. I go on the Facebook groups. I think it was like, what's that? Mustang Mafia? Foxbody Mafia? And I'm like, bro, I put up the link. I was like, does anybody know this car? Bro, within 2 minutes, 50 message. Mike Clay's Cobra, and then tagging them. And I'm like, fuck, I didn't know. I was like, I bought a famous car. Yeah?
Yeah, hey, and you did buy a
just
nice
means you
car.
have good
That's
taste.
freaking nice.
Yeah, but I'm the type of guy where I don't want to buy anybody else's shit, right? Like I've had people since then message me like I'm selling my car. And I love the cars, but I won't buy it. Because to me, it's the principle. It's someone else's car, right?
Yeah, well, I'll make you laugh. Similar, like when I bought my Mustang, I knew nothing about social media, how to get online. I didn't do any of that. But because I was looking for a Mustang, my friend introduced me to Facebook groups. Long story short, now I'm kind of searching the web, and I'm finding these. Wow, this is a pretty nice Foxbody. That's a pretty nice Foxbody. Not realizing who these people are, but like I'm like trying to instant message, and he's responding to like Tom Schwenzer, and then Dominic Spano, and I'm like, you have a really nice car. I have a couple questions. Like how'd you do this or what? And I didn't know like they were, their cars were like everyone knows who they are. I just thought they were just another guy on the internet that has a cool Mustang. Yeah. And all these guys answered all my questions, reached out to me, said, this is what you need to do. Here's a picture. Go to this website, order that, talk to this guy. And that's how I first started. Then I met you at the at Foxtoberfest, and yep. I met Jason Asper outfoxed at Chocolate Fox, the first event I ever went to. And it's just awesome. Like, fell in love with the whole community.
Just going to show you how the Foxbody community is like willing to help. Because even like famous people, because even before I even started like doing stuff, I messaged Carl about his wheels, his offset, and Carl was pretty famous back then. Still now, he still messaged me back like, yeah, man, here's my offset. This and that. I was like,
Carl 631 coating.
Yeah. Yeah, so I
Okay.
had met him for the offset on his wheels, and obviously he's pretty big, but he still responded to me like, "Yeah, man, here's my offset. You know, this is how I ordered
Yeah.
them. Blah blah blah." That's what I'm saying. Like, no matter how big the guys are, they usually message you back. They
Yeah.
always talk to you because they're willing to help.
You know what
I
happens?
just I
Go ahead,
well,
Joe.
go
Go
on.
for it. Go ahead.
I just bought a Trans Am, and I know Carl has a Trans Am,
Hey,
so I
hey.
reached out to him
No,
again with the with.
no transition.
Anyway, I reached out to him. I'm like, hey, do you have information on the rims offset? And he goes, oh yeah, call this guy up. This guy, this is the rear end you need.
Uh,
It's great. It's
back
awesome.
to Foxbodies. But he did just buy a really cool Trans Am. But that's it. That's enough. But yeah, I mean, I experienced the same thing too when I got back when I was into 2024. Like I met Dominic Spano at Carlisle All Ford Nationals 2024. He was cool. I met his dad. Then I started, messaging him on Instagram, asking him some questions. Even Tom Swenzer and John Brooks, and they answered a lot of my questions. They didn't know me from a fucking hole in the wall, right? I mean, I was back
Yeah.
in the game. I mean, I was building a car at the time. But yeah, man, I don't think I've ever really run across anybody that I've asked a question to and had anybody tell me to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go beat
Nope.
off or something. You know what I mean? Like, usually everybody
Nope.
answers, but everybody's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hey, quick question though, Joe. Now that you have your T-top, do you think you find it hard to find parts for that T-top? Like, I always hear people say, like, man, it's hard to find this little part, that little plastic part, like seals. Like, is it hard
Um.
to find parts with T-tops?
There. No, I mean, you know what? There's a thing. Like I said, my car was all there when I got it. Some of the stuff was brittle, some of the stuff was broken, but everything was there. The things that I really needed to replace, luckily, weren't T-top related. So it was just basically Aero GT stuff. So I
Yeah.
kind of got lucky, And then the stuff that I had, I got sandblasted, I got repowder coated, I painted, I body worked. Like so, I just cleaned up whatever I had that I really I didn't have to replace anything. So I got lucky with that.
So I met you at Chocolate Fox
Hmm.
last year, Joe, 2025. You were really busy at that show, but I know you'd pulled in with the car. It'd been the first time I'd seen it. We didn't really get much of a chance to talk, but I
Hmm.
remember seeing you pull in and with a nice car, with this car. And I remember hearing you had a very interesting story. So tell us the background with how you built that and get.
So, like I said, I mentioned that I wanted an Aero T-top car once I went to the car show in 2022, and I mentioned that to my son who was 17 at the time, 18 at the time, and he knew that I would build a car for him. He goes, well, why don't we get a T-top car like you want, and you can build it for me. So that's when we bought that car. We started building it, and my son was the one that said, he goes, Dad, this car is becoming way too nice of a car that I'm gonna daily it every day. He goes, so it's yours now, and buy me something else. So we ended up getting something else for him. But the deal was, and he lived up to his part of the deal was if we bought a car and you work on it, you have to work on it with me. I said, I'm not going to turn a wrench unless you're right next to me. So from the day we bought it to we stripped the car down completely. I mean, not one single nut and bolt was left, the dash, wiring harness, everything. I welded on some dolly wheels, and I sent it out, and I got the whole car sandblasted.
Mhm.
And then we got it back, and my son and I just piece by piece started putting the car back together. Once we kind of got it where we thought it looked good, we took it apart again, sent it out to my buddy who painted the car for me, got the car back, and we just reassembled it. And we literally put about a mile on the car, and then we had to put it in the trailer to bring it to Chocolate Fox in 2020. What was that? 5? Yeah, 2025. So when you saw the car was literally me breaking it in for the first time. We just got it finished. We were rushing to finish it.
Yeah, I remember you telling a story how you and your son had built it. Actually, here's a video of the build, right? So
Yeah.
this
Yep.
this is yeah, this is you putting it together. Shit, how do I
Yeah.
start from the beginning? Oh man, Hold on.
So like,
You took it all the way down.
Right
yeah,
here,
like I
look.
said,
That's the car,
the only
right?
thing I didn't do was I didn't do
That's
the
the way you
body work,
purchased it, right?
and it had zero rust. But I mean, they straightened some panels out. Oh, there's Carl right there actually.
No.
So I did all. I welded in the roll bar. I did all suspension work. I did the motor work. I did all the rewiring. I just didn't do any of the body work, paint or the sandblasting. I did
Mm-hmm.
all the body panels. I lined everything up, and then sent it out. And that rear
Yeah,
end is
yeah.
I bought that rear end thinking it was a Fox body, and it really wasn't. It was an SN. So I literally had to redo the whole rear end, but it was a learning curve.
It was too wide, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
your wheels were sticking out. Yeah, the offsets were off.
Yep.
This is a cool video,
Yep.
Joe. I mean, you pretty much you documented most of the first build.
Yeah, I tried. And this is before I really knew. When I was putting this together, I didn't know there was this big community. I only learned it when I went to Chocolate Fox, and I'm like, this is great. I had zero clue. I thought there wasn't that many people that were still in the Fox bodies.
And then you rolled in there and went, "Oh boy! Oh, here's another collage of
Yeah.
your build." Yeah.
So I did the roll cage myself, and it had the sidebars that came down. You'd have to step over them to get in.
Yeah.
So I cut them, lowered them, so now they're like, old man friendly to get in and out.
What'd you do for the motor? Did you like build like any like cool motor, or you kind of just went like base maybe 306
Well,
or something?
when I first that first motor you're seeing, the one where it's just regular engine color,
Hmm.
nothing's powder coated. It was a stock motor out of a I bought it used, but it was out of an '89 Saline Mustang, only had 30,000 miles on it. It sat in someone's car collection. Oh, I got it for $500. Well, realized after 1 year the motor was shot. But all I did was I just basically painted it, um, stock everything, and I just put a Kenny Bell on top of it, and I had the stock ECU, and
Yeah.
I had it tuned. TK. I put a TKX behind it, 410 gears. It was fun, but I mean, it had no power. And the end of last year, it was blowing a ton of smoke. You knew that. I remember at Foxtoberfest, you
Yeah.
saw that. It was shot. So this past year, winter, I put a new motor in. But I just did a we did a Terminator X. I cleaned up the wiring. I plugged up all the holes on the aprons. I just tidied up the engine compartment a little bit
Yeah.
and got some
What
things
made you go
powdered.
with what made you go with that what made you go with that Kenny Bell? Is it a 1.7 or the 2.1?
It's a 2-1. It's the one
2.1?
a couple years ago they reintroduced it for the Fox body, and
Yeah, I remember that.
They were only going to make 50 of them, and I was number 17 on the list. I was adamant about getting it, and they ended up there was such a demand for it. Now they just produce it. Now you can get it.
Yeah, now you just
Anyone can
make
buy
it.
it.
But it's not a I forgot who makes that kit because they just get the blowers from Kenny Bell and then they do everything else that the other company, right?
I'm not sure. I don't know. You probably know more about it than I do. I just know that I wanted that because that's what I wanted in high school. I basically built that car more or less.
Yeah.
If I was still a kid in high school, I would have done everything I did. I mean, I always wanted a bazooka tube. I never had one. In high school, that was the coolest thing to do. So I put a bazooka tube in the back of that car. And you know what? A lot of
This
people have
video,
told me at shows.
this video playing here. This is Foxtoberfest, right? Last year, Joe.
Yeah. Yep.
Is this is Foxtoberfest? Okay.
Yep.
So
Yep.
you built this. You built the first version of this car, 1.0, right?
Yes. Yes.
You took it out in 2025. You showed up,
Yep.
at least the first time I had met you was in Chocolate Fox in early
Yep.
May, right?
Yep.
You did a full build on it, the first version of it.
It was a 5 month build. We did it in 5 months.
Okay, well, I mean, you did some pretty significant work to it,
Yeah, that was a lot of work.
months, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So you showed up in May. I met you. We talked a couple of times throughout the season, but you and I become really close at Foxtoberfest last year.
Yep.
So I met you. You went there. You got inspired by a lot of things.
I wish I never went. Ugh.
And I think this is where you started your build, right? When you go into the
Yeah,
garage.
in that picture right there, I brought it into the garage and I was gonna do a couple things, and next thing you know, I'm ripping out the whole entire engine, and I'm cutting more holes in the hood, and I ended up buying a Terminator X, and I just want, it was one of those things. Well, since I'm already doing this, I might as well do that kind of
Well,
thing.
Man, that's a downward spiral right there when you say that.
Yep,
I mean,
yep.
this 2.0 version of your car is. I mean, you didn't just throw a Terminator X in there and tinker. I mean, you completely changed the car.
Yeah, so I'm a small business owner, and I'm not busy in my shop during the winter. So the winter it's completely empty, it's free. I don't have to worry about any customers, projects or anything. So I have literally from October to February to do something. So so I was like, I think I have enough time. I kind of make a list, and there's 1,000 things I want to do, and I'm still going to do. But I make a list and say, this is what I'm going to get done in 5 months. And so far, the last 2 winters, I was able to get what I wanted to get done. But the 2.0 version was a new engine. We powder coated a lot of the engine stuff. I plugged up all the holes on the apron, did a Terminator X, and I wouldn't say a complete wire tuck, but it's about
Yeah.
95%.
And
Well, I mean, I heard you say you have in his project.
no, hold on. He has more that he did. He's leaving things out.
Haha. What's that? What did I leave out?
I mean, wheels, interior. You did a lot of shit over the
Oh
winter.
yeah, yes. I ended up. I don't know if you have a picture of my interior, but I made a wireless car charger on the top of the center console, so you just kind of drop the phone down and it charges the phone. And then I don't know why no one else. I'm sure someone. Every time I think I'm doing something unique, and I learned in the Foxbody world, it's very hard to be unique. Um,
No,
but
no,
I
you're not
did.
doing.
Nah, there's things you
I
can do.
call. Well, I added like an oh shit bar, like a grab bar in the front of the passenger.
Look at this
And
video.
I
This
think I
is
think
right
that
after we tore everything apart 20 weeks ago. So this would have been, when was this, Joe? January?
it was during the winter. I don't remember. It was during the winter, definitely.
Yeah, it might have been February. I mean, you were like 2 months away from pits, and
Yes.
I remember
Yeah.
when you took everything out of your car. Look,
I took everything out.
everything.
I lined everything up like it's like
And
in the
now
doctor's
look,
office.
and
Like
now
a
you're
surgeon.
fucking welding holes in an engine bay. I remember looking at
Yep.
this earlier this year and saying, because I know your intention was to get the ponies and the smokies. And when I saw
Yep.
this video, I went, no fucking way. You showed up.
I did it, right? We did it. Like to answer your question, I mean, it was from morning till evening time almost every day. Almost every day worked on it.
So you were working, what, 8, 10 hours a day on this car?
So I mean, to not get into major detail, I own a small business during the day, and during the night I work construction in Manhattan. And a lot of times I'd get off work from construction and go directly to the shop and not even take a shower, don't eat breakfast, and then just work all day, then go home, eat some dinner, kiss my wife, take a shower, go back to work, and then do that all over again, 5, 6 days a week. But you know what? Being in the shop to me is like, I don't know it's like going to the bar and having a beer for some people. Going into the shop and working on a car just relaxes me. I forget about everything else.
I mean, you don't have any, I'm looking for some interior shots here, Joe. You don't have
Yeah,
any.
they got to be somewhere. So, I mean, I look at building a car like you're putting together a jigsaw puzzle or let's put a Lego set, but without the instructions. And to me,
Hmm.
that's fun. Like I just get a kick out of going, okay, I have this problem, let's figure it out.
Yeah, this is you at Ponies and the Smokies. This is the 2.0 version. The wheels are
Yep,
different. Yeah, you have
yep.
the,
And
the
I got a lot of hate for those rims, or wheels, but I love them.
I was gonna say, what wheels are they?
So they're a company called Revo. I found them on Instagram.
Uh-huh.
I just liked the look of it. It caught my eye, and it's one of those things like, yeah, I'm not gonna get them. and I just kept going back. I kept looking at him again. So I reached out to the guy, and nice guy. He got back to me instantly, and we talked, and that's what we came up with. Um, you know,
Those are cool. It's something unique, something you don't see every time on a Foxbody.
That kind of looks
yeah,
like your buddy's blue, not,
Yeah,
but he's
yeah, it looks
got.
like like the same ones, but his are what do you call VSCs?
Look at look
Yeah,
at look, look at the inner headlamps there. See the LED,
yeah,
the fog
yeah.
lights. Look at all the
yeah.
custom touches. Look at the kick. What's this? A Keenan wing? Keenan wing?
Kanan extended GT wing.
Keenan
Yeah.
extended GT wing. Very hard to get.
I was gonna say they
Although,
don't make those no more.
well,
No. Well,
you can
you
call them
can,
directly. Yep.
but
Custom
they're not.
wheels.
They don't want to make them. They don't want to make them for you. They'll say, well, it's going to be a couple months. It might be a year before we can ship it out to you.
You know.
So if you
I
look
mean,
at
just
those
look at.
the RTR lights in the front,
Yeah, I
that's a
saw that.
guy
That's
that
pretty dope.
his name is Andrew, a Gray Fox, I think, on Instagram. Really nice young kid. I saw him how he did it. He just schooled me. He showed me how to do it, and I just made my own set. And if you look at this picture on the left, you see that white pipe on the left. So what we
Look at
did
this
is
engine.
we made it a ram air setup, so the air can go through the RTR style light, and it goes into that pipe, and then comes out onto the passenger fender into the air intake.
That's pretty cool. I see I see what you're doing. Yeah, but
Oh,
You know, and
you have a filter under the fender, though, right?
yeah, we did the
Yeah.
4-inch Anderson power pipe.
You know what? That might be original. I don't think
I think
I don't
so.
think anybody's done
So,
that, Joe.
so I'll make you laugh. I was trying to figure out how to get the air from the RTR into that metal tube pipe on the left, and I bought this 3-inch brake air duct piping, and it was too tight. So I'm looking at around in my shop, and I see my wet dry vac, and I see the tube for that, and I'm like, that's perfect. So I hacked that up, and I used my my wet dry vac tube for my ram air setup. It worked. It looks great.
Joe, how come you don't have any pictures of your interior?
Oh, I don't know. It might be on my TikTok. Like I said, I'm not good with this social media stuff.
You have TikTok
Yeah.
login. Let me see if I can log in there. So
I don't even know what my name is on TikTok.
Killing us, Joe. He's killing us.
so you
I'm
just
a car guy, not a social
just-
media guy.
you just randomly throw shit up there, Joe, huh? Joe, do you?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
you're on your phone, so you're recording on your phone, man.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the interior. You've got an oh shit handlebar on your. They called it the oh shit bar. Talk about that custom. I know you went back and forth on that.
So yeah. So when the first iteration of that, I found a small little 5-inch leather grab handle, like almost for like a suitcase. But I liked the two ends on it, so I bought it, and then I made my own leather strap, and then I cut a thin piece of metal between the leather to give it the arch, and I sent it out to a guy he wrapped it in black suede with white stitching. I mounted it. It just didn't look right. It looked too small. So I'm searching online, and I ended up finding for a Jeep
towel
Wrangler.
holder. A towel holder. You got a towel holder from a bathroom.
Exactly.
Oh, fuck with
Exactly.
you. A paper towel holder. I'm messing with you.
So I ended up finding one for a Jeep Wrangler.
I'm messing
And
with
it
you,
just-
Joe Monte.
I know you are. So it looked great. I loved it. So I mocked it up. I liked it. I sent it out, got it powder coated, and then I'm thinking, you know what? There's no place to mount the phone. I see people always doing crazy things with their phone. So I ended up tapping.
Yeah.
I ended up a threaded hole on the side of my oh shit bar, and I mounted a holder. So now I have a oh shit bar plus a place for my phone.
And
You,
God,
you mounted it into the dash, or like the top part of the dash, or
Nope, I mounted it to the grab bar,
oh,
and it's
okay.
angled towards the driver's side. Again, I wish I had pictures. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to imagine it.
I mean, and now I'm on your Facebook, bro, and you got like one photo of your car. Like I
I
don't,
know.
I can't
I
even
know.
find it. The interior is
I'm a
so
car
impressive.
guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, you did a good job of documenting your build on Instagram, but not
Yep.
the interior, right? But
Exactly. Yeah,
but
well, it's not. I
so
guess on TikTok there's more views.
I'm busting your balls a little bit, Joe, just because you have so many custom interior little you got so many custom little touches there in
Yep.
that interior. So
Yep.
you mentioned the O ship bar, the cell phone mount. What's another thing that you did with your cell phone?
Well, we did the
For
wireless
the cell.
charger on the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the top handle of your what is it? The lid for the center console.
Yeah.
We cut out the center and made a little recess the size of the phone, a little bigger. And I just bought universal kit to mount underneath it, and we ran the wires under the center console into the dash. So now when you turn it on, you just drop your phone in, and it charges. It's nice. It worked out nice.
He's got a
Didn't,
Worked
wireless
out nice.
charger.
didn't somebody else do that, John? Somebody else did that recently, didn't they?
There's a guy. What's his name? Mark something. I can't think of his last name. He did something similar, but he mounted it underneath the center console,
Oh
underneath the
yeah,
armrest,
yeah,
like right behind the cup holders.
yeah.
Like yep. So we put it there. So we kind of did the same thing, but
Just on
with a
top.
little bit of a different twist on it. Yeah. Yep.
That's
The only
man,
other
that's pretty good innovation right there.
yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
The only other thing I could think of that I did is I did a push start. So now there's no more key, just a push button start, and we did the digital dash. I ended up going with the what brand did I go with?
Did you go
I
Autometer?
can't even. Autometer.
Yeah, you were.
Autometer and Vision.
Yeah,
Love it.
you were in that booth at Ponies and the Smokies.
Man,
Yes.
I like Autometer. I just hate how they only give you like four freaking screens. Like I would think they let
Yeah.
you like. It would be cool to have like a program like to upload more, more screens. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they kind of missed out on that part.
But you know what? The one screen that they offer is the one I loved way more than the Holly or Dakota. So
Which one are you
it
using?
worked out.
The I guess the kind of like the retro one or
No, I used the one that just has the two big round gauges that are white. Since
yeah,
my car's white, it's the
yeah.
white gauges. Yeah, the
Yeah, before
left
I
and
bought
right.
my digital dash, I actually emailed. I had talked to one of the guys at Autometer to ask him those questions because that was like my biggest thing. Like, can I change? Because in my head, I'm thinking like, oh, it's digital. I can upload the old school like Cobalt Autometer gauges. I think that look cool. And they're like, no, it
Yeah,
only comes with four program screens. And I'm like, oh man,
I'm sure eventually they'll have something that they could. I'm sure.
yeah,
I'm sure. I have to give props to Jason Sheridan because he's the one that got me into the booth for Autometer because I
Yeah.
wanted to go to pits and there was no more spots available. I didn't know you had to buy them so early, so I was looking to go and there was no spots. And then
mm.
Jason called me and said, "Hey, do you want to be? I know you have the dash. They're looking for someone. I recommended you." So he got me into the booth for Autometer.
Yeah,
So thanks, Jay. Appreciate
Jason,
it.
Jason has a relationship with Autometer, right?
Yeah, yes, yep. With the real Foxbody addicts.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you
Good. Sorry.
did you wire yourself or did you use that new rad solutions wire harness?
I did use the new rad. I think it helped. It made it a little bit easier, but it's still not a 1, 2, 3 thing. I mean,
Yeah,
there's still a lot of work. And everything I did, we soldered. Like we didn't just use electrical tape with wire nuts.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know. So
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think
it
that
was
wire
it,
harness
it
actually
was a
works pretty
project.
good. I think it was good because we did my friend's dash the first time, and we did we had to wire each single one, and it took us like, oh man, probably like a full day. And then we did mine with the new rad, and man, we knocked it out like in 5 hours. And I was like, yeah, to me, it made a huge
Yes.
difference. I was like, dude,
So you know what? You can compare it. I still thought five
yeah,
hours was a long time. But yeah, it
yeah,
would be better to do 5 hours in a whole day.
yeah,
But it's doable.
man,
It's
looking for
doable.
signals and wiring is a pain.
Yeah, I hate wiring. That's the one thing I hate.
So Will Monte, I mean Joe Monte, do you? He was so
Oh
upset we
man.
called him Will on one of the previous podcasts. He was busting our chops for it. Do you have any plans? I mean, I know the answer because you showed up last year this time with 1.0, and 6 months later you tore it all apart, and you got a
Yeah.
now you got a 2.0.
Yeah.
I would imagine you're going to do the same thing this upcoming winter, right? Because you said
I have,
earlier you have other plans for the car.
I have some big plans that I'm doing to that car,
You
and
want to share it? You
hopefully,
want to share it with us? Come on, tell us. What are you doing?
no, no. I mean, one of them
Top
is
secret
I
shit.
think I want. I mean, I might. I don't know if I'm gonna do it because I've seen some really good pictures and I've seen some really bad ones. Like I like the way the wide body kits, but I don't like some of them. So I got to look more into doing something with a little more of a maybe a wide body so I can get more of
Yeah,
a lip in the front and the back. But I've seen some where it just goes, it's just above the wheel, the wide body. It doesn't go all the
yeah.
way around. And I think I want just something more on top. But
You
I got
So
to
talk.
look at the different
my
kits.
buddy just started a wide body project on his hatch.
All right.
It's gonna.
All right.
I think. I think it looks pretty. But he's in the same boat as you, because like I just said right now, my friend started his wide body project because he has an '86 GT, and he just started his, and he's the same way. He's like, dude, I don't like how the wide bodies come out like too much, so he
Yeah,
wants to just kind of like flare out the fenders.
exactly. So I got
Yeah,
to look into that. And then there might be some more cutting and welding and sawzalling in the future for my car
So
too.
yeah. So
you're talking about the wide body, the upper flare like Merchant. He extended
yeah,
the upper, and he didn't
Yep.
go all the way around with the whole big bubble
Yes.
in the back. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah, I
yeah,
like
yeah.
that look.
I like that look better. That looks way cleaner like that.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I look at some people, when they build a car, they're done with it. I don't think I'll ever get done with it because I use the word tinker. I just love tinkering. I look at the Mustang as a hot rod. That's it. It's just a hot, like an old 60s muscle car. It's the
Yeah,
same thing to me. I just,
I think
it's
yeah.
fun.
I think it's actually in the place of the '60s Mustang because it's kind of like we're at that age to where this was our high school cars, so now we want to buy it. Versus like the '60 cars were for the older generation too, trying to buy their dream high school car. You know what I mean? So I think we're at
Yeah,
that point right now, which is I think why the prices
exactly.
are kind of crazy.
Exactly. Exactly. That, you know what? We're lucky enough where we can afford it and we can do it. And you only live once, so just buy what you want and cut it up. That's what I told my wife. Yeah, she
Just
goes,
sum it up.
but it's such a beautiful car. I go, yeah, but if we cut it up, we can make it even better. She goes, but
Are
aren't
you
you
gonna
done with it? I'm like, you're never done.
are you gonna change the wheels? Are you gonna get new wheels too? Do you have a new wheel in mind, or
Yeah,
you kind
I
of?
mean, they're a two-piece, so I'm sure I could just buy, what do you call them, a hoop, buy a
Oh
different
yeah,
hoop
buy the hoop.
and then just bolt back in the center.
So
I'm so happy with my rims. I love the look of it. I know John and other people have said the same thing, where maybe the lip should be polished or go black or not. It's too white. I don't know. I think it'll be an expensive. Let's see what it looks like and get it
yeah,
powder coated a different color. But maybe I'll change it up. I'll try it once, maybe.
so probably like an 18 by 10 in the front, like an 1812 in the back or something like that, or.
You know what? I have no idea.
He says goes all he's mini tubbing. He's fucking mini tubbing this winter. Look at look at this thing. He's fucking mini tubbing. It's coming out next year with fucking 12-inch wheels, 335 meets in the S, and of course it is. Look at his
So
face.
I haven't met him yet, but we've talked a bunch of times on the phone. Who lives near me, not too far? I'm gonna butcher his name. Dickie Dickens or Dickie Dick. He has that
Yep,
black Jeep
yep.
with the huge tires in the back.
Like I
I
said,
mean,
he's mini tubbing it. Go ahead. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
talking.
no,
He's mini
you
tubbing.
know what? I will tell you. I will confirm that I am definitely not mini tubbing it. I'm not, but I am gonna start cutting stuff up, and I think it's
Okay.
gonna be definitely unique. But
Dickie,
anyways,
Dickie Duncan's wheels are
Dickie
probably
Dunkins, yes,
Dickie Duncan's wheels are probably the sickest rear wheels I've seen on a Fox body. With that,
yes.
Oh, the ones you talked about last time on the black one, right? That you really like.
yes,
Yeah, he's got the
Yeah.
carbon fiber wheel tubs on the inside of the car. I mean,
crazy.
the car's unbelievable,
It's,
But it's been off the road for like 2 years or something like that. He keeps saying this is going to be the year, so I hope so. Fingers crossed.
oh,
That he
he's
gets
not
it back on.
Dickie. I'm around if you want to sell it. I mean, I could probably. No, I'm just. Dickie, what are you doing? Sell the car. Let's go. You got some buyers? No, I'm just kidding. No, but I'm not. Anyway, oh man, I love that car. I love those wheels too. But I just we covered your story. Since you're not going to share with us the future plans, you're going to surprise us again at next year's Ponies and the Smokies. What I want to do is
Yeah.
I want to get into some posts here, well, from the Foxbody Den, and shout out some of our members. So I put up two interesting topics today.
Yeah.
Facebook.
That topic right there got a lot of comments.
Oh yeah. So Facebook Marketplace is wild for Foxbody shopping. Jaw-dropping price tags. Some are nice. Many are rough, incomplete. I see a lot of them, and most of them, to me, the reason I put this post up, they sit, right? I mean, I think 80% of them, I'm guessing 80% of them probably don't sell or never sell. And maybe only 20% do, because I just think prices are astronomical. What do you think, Joe?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of, I'm trying to look at the screen because I'm on my little phone.
He's trying to zoom in.
I think I'm trying to look. I mean, if someone has the money to buy it, people are gonna buy it. People, you want what you want. Like, there's things that I've bought. I know you're not allowed to talk about other cars. I probably paid over the price that I should be, but I wanted that exact car, and you buy it. So a lot of the people our age now can afford to go out and buy the things that they want.
But a lot of people can't. A lot of people can't, Joe. Believe me, most people can't. And I hear them when they say, like, guys like you and me and some of the guys in Long Island, we're driving the prices up, right? So I get it. The unfortunate reality is a lot of guys can't afford it now. They're getting priced out of this game.
Well, they can afford to buy it. They just have to buy a car that they could afford, meaning, all right, this car needs a little bit of work, but I'm going to fix it up.
Yeah.
I mean, just buy at your level and then fix it up. Elbow grease isn't that expensive. Mm-hmm. It's not.
Yeah, but it's also know-how. A lot of these guys actually kind of, surprisingly, a lot of them actually don't know how to do certain things on cars, so it kind of deters them from, like, buying a car you work on.
Yeah, true.
So what about
for prices? In my opinion, I think it just kind of goes by case basis. Some cars are gonna have a lot of work or be really good. So some prices are gonna be high, some are gonna be low. I just think it's gonna go depending on the car.
Hold on. The question is, what do you think about the pricing of these cars on the marketplace? My opinion is, I think that most of them are priced way too high, right? So like Joe had said, the top maybe 10% of cars, the really nice cars, they sell usually for close to asking, right? Or sometimes even above that, right? Because a person like Joe said before, I don't care about the price, I want the car, right? But on one end of the spectrum, but on the other end, I think about 80% of them are probably never selling, because even the junk that's sitting there, they're asking for the most part crazy prices for them, right?
Yeah, you already see some junk. I've seen plenty of junk where I'm like, dude, what? Come on, like, I know Fox prices are high, but I'm like, dude, you're asking, that's a little crazy for what you got,
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, isn't that relevant with any cars? And like even the 60s Camaros and the 60s Mustangs, and at one point people were having the same conversation we're having now about the 80s and 90s Mustangs. It's all relative. I mean, at a certain age, people want certain things, so the demand is there, so the price goes up. I mean, it's just how life works. It is what it is, and it's only worth what people are going to pay. And like you said, there are people, that could afford it, and so the price goes up because people are spending the money.
Yeah, you throw the car in front of John. John's gonna buy it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, me? I'm gonna what?
Yeah. I picture you. You see a nice car, John. You're just gonna buy it.
Oh no! Listen. I've had in the last month or so, I've had 2 or 3 really nice really nice Foxbodies roll across my screen, and I've turned them down. So I am. I've got some great deals. Like I've got a Reef Notchback '93. It's a
Mhm.
93, 93, right? That was what year did they
Yeah,
make? Roller, but it's a roller with clean black interior, and the paint is in pretty good shape, rust free. And the guy wants $5,000.
so all it needs is just like I guess like an engine transmission.
That's it.
Wait,
Just
but
drop it
hold
in.
on. Are you saying $5,000 is expensive or cheap?
No, well, hold on. It depends which way you look at it, right?
Well, that's
Because
what I'm
yeah.
asking. Yeah.
Well, what do you think it is? You think it's cheap?
I think that's a great price because
Yeah,
when I hear the word rust free, and I'm going to take your word for it, rust free means rust free. I
Mhm.
mean, you know how much money you're saving if you're going to be building that car and you don't have to worry about doing floors, doing quarters, doing doing the whatever, the pillars. So yeah, that 5,000 seems dirt cheap if you're looking to build a car.
yeah,
Then because you have a
that,
great base. I think that's cheap.
that's an amazing price to me, John. I think that's fucking good right there.
Do you
I think
really?
that's a good price. Yeah, I think that's a good price,
100%.
especially Reef Blue, man. That is like a hard color to come by.
Yeah.
Reef blue, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
here's how I look at it. Yeah, it's a great deal. But that $5,000, and Vinny said this today, it is so funny because we say it all the time. That $5,000 is going to cost you 50, because you have
Well,
to build the fucking thing. So
yeah,
it's not
but
cheap,
if you're buying
guys.
a roller, you're looking to build something. I mean, I don't buy something that's already done. I've never. I want when I buy a car, I'm looking for a project. Every car that I own right now was a project, and I built it because
One
that's
of
just
my
what I do.
buddies, one of my buddies just bought one of the baddest, I mean, one of the nicest coupes in all of Canada, and it's coming to Long Island, and you'll see it soon. And what a fucking deal! For half the price it would have cost to build it. And that car rolled across. It was offered to me, and I turned it down. And I said, because he had said to me, he said, "If you don't buy it, I'm gonna buy it." And I said, "Buy the car." To him, and he did. And wait till you see this car. I mean, honestly, the car is perfect, beautiful, built by somebody who's well known in the industry. Um, I mean, just every detail in this
Where are we
fucking
gonna see it?
perfect. Probably a month or so because it's coming from Canada to Long Island, but you'll
Cool.
see it. You'll recognize it when it comes out. You'll go, okay, that's what John was talking about. But that car was originally offered to me, and I'm done, man. I'm done. The marketplace is crazy. I got my Fox bodies that I'm enjoying, and I'm just having a great time.
what color is it?
I'm not gonna say. You'll see it. You'll know when it comes out. Could be a Mr. Chrome. Could be Reef. It could be white. It could be It could be name a color. Could be black, right? Could be titanium. Yeah, whatever. Okay. But it's gonna be badass, and you're gonna know it when it comes out. You're gonna go, oh, that's what John was talking about.
Yeah, well, I'm not to look for it. Yeah, I'm not to look out for it then.
It is badass. You're still seeing my screen. Okay. Another one I posted this morning right before I left for the car show on Long Island. Two different kinds of enthusiasts, guys. Guys that focus on trophies, points, every event they want to take something home. And then, I mean, I went to a car show 2 weeks ago, and what
Yeah,
inspired me to talk about this topic was I went to a car show in New Jersey with some friends, and it was hosted by a Chevy club. But it was like a Mustang night. So we went out, and a bunch of Mustangs showed up to this show. It was a nice size show, a couple hundred cars. And everything, from 60s, classic, muscle cars, all the way up to a lot of S550s, right? A lot of S550, S650s. So they went around, and they looked, and they gave out awards. And the best Mustang went to my Saline. And basically, the only Mustang that got an award there was my Saline. And it's Chevy Club. They handed out a lot of shit to a lot of people. There was other cars there, and you had to see these guys, 45, 50, 55-year-old men, griping and groaning that they didn't get a plastic trophy. Some of them took off burning out down the street. I was just like, you got, and these are the guys. I hope I didn't insult anybody. These are the guys that buy an S550 and they just like they paint like a cartoon character under the hood, or they put like
I
graphics
know
on.
exactly what you mean. I know
And it's
exactly
just
what you mean.
like, it's like it's a new car. It's like you got a new car, and they got so upset that they didn't win. So those are those guys, right? And that's what inspired the post. And then it's when we go to a car show like Pitts, we just have a great time. There's the other guys like us. We just go and just want to hang out, enjoy the experience, hang out with friends. We're really not there to win, right? So I think personally, if you're going to get upset over a $5 plastic trophy, and you're 45, 50 years old, you've got other things that you've got to prioritize in life. It's a little silly. So what say you, Lee?
Man, I've never been the one to go to try to win a trophy. I've always gone to a show just to hang out with friends, check out cars, get inspiration, and look at other people's hard work. Yeah, I've never cared about trophies ever. It's just not what I go for. I just don't go there to try to win. Yeah, like a $5 freaking piece of plastic. I mean, if it meant that much, I'll just make 20 of them and just make them in different sizes and act like I want them. But for the most part, I just go for these shows just to hang out. Like, man, I'm looking forward to the next show. I hang out with you, John. I mean, I don't give a shit about no damn trophy. I want to go hang out with my friends. You know what I mean? Go talk to them, bullshit.
Yeah.
That's all I care about.
We have more fun when I go to a show with the guys from Long Island, hanging out before and after the show at the Airbnb, right, that we rent or the hotel, than we do at the show. It's
Yeah.
like when you go into a show for the week, right? Like we went to Ponies and the Smokies. Joe, you got in a couple days later, but we got into Pigeon Forge on Monday, right? So we rented the Airbnb. Monday, we got in. We got in a little later. We went for dinner, but like the event started like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? And then the car show was Friday and Saturday. We had so much fun Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, going to all the different events, going up to the tail of the dragon, driving around. By the time the car show rolled around on Friday, we were exhausted. We were like, "Yeah, I want to go home now." Some of us were
No,
gonna
you're done.
Some of us were gonna just let's go. We were like, all right. I know guys that left after Friday. They didn't come back on Saturday, right? Because Pitts is 2 days. So
Yeah.
it's just you have a great time. Like I said, before the show, after the show. That's what we go for, right? Make some fun memories, right?
Man, now that you bring that up, I just forgot I actually made a post about that on my Instagram because I went to Mustang Week and it was like we got an Airbnb, same thing, like 10 of us, and every freaking night was just man, actually kind of like one of the best parts was just staying in a whole Airbnb with all my guys from the San Antonio Fox Forum because we're just there barbecuing, drinking, and then we went out and they were like, we're actually kind of dreading the show. We're like, dude, we gotta go to the show in the morning. You're like, I really wanted to like hang out, man. So yeah, dude, I think yeah, maybe just hanging out with your friends is kind of more the better part of the show.
What about you, Joe Monte? What do you think?
I mean, of course, everyone, not that they have to say that, and I totally agree with you. Like, I love going with my sons and seeing my friends and just experiencing new things and seeing different cars. But I'm going to be the first one to admit, probably out loud, that I think it's nice to be acknowledged for the effort you put into a car. I enjoy going to a car show and someone going, man, that's badass. I like that. And they're pointing something on my car. Does that make me feel good? Of course it does. I mean,
Yeah,
who's not going to say that doesn't?
you don't need a trophy for that, Joe, right? Like that
No,
happened.
no, yes. No, I like getting, yes, you're right. I don't care about the trophy. But, I mean, I do get it. I do enjoy people complimenting me on my car. I do. I enjoy it. I get a kick out. It makes me feel good. Like, wow, yeah, you noticed that? That was a lot of, in my mind, like, I mean, that was a lot of effort on my part building that, and you noticed that? That's cool. And at the same time, there's things that I did on my car that I thought was like, oh man, this is people are gonna love this, and nobody even notices it or mentions it. And I'm like, man, I can't believe that. No one even pointed that out, or noticed that little thing I did. So I don't care. I really don't care about a trophy. There's things I know I could do to make the car look a little bit more, to get more noticed. And like I said, the bazooka tube. That looks ridiculous. It looks like I just threw it in there. That one, I bring that up because I smile more when I see that bazooka tube than any other part of my car. Like, it brings me right back to being in high school. And having a bazooka tube in your back of your trunk is not an award-winning car. You follow me?
Yeah.
So I don't do it to win awards, but I do like, someone going, that thing is badass, or the acknowledgement.
Joe,
That's my answer.
those bazooka tubes weren't expensive when we get. I was poor as shit. I had some shitty ass cars, and I had bazooka tubes in the back of all of them. What?
I know. You know why? Because I put all my money into other things, and I never really put it into a stereo. Like, I
Hey, so
wanted to buy.
The bazooka tube was the instant stereo. You put that shit in. You didn't put it in.
Yeah.
You just hardwired that shit into the stereo, and it gave you boom, boom, boom.
But my mentality was, I'm
You
not
got
going
a
to
system.
I'm not going to spend $100. But then you also had to buy the amp,
No,
the
I
other
fucking wired that.
speakers.
I wired that bitch right in the back of the radio back in the day, bro.
No, all my money went to buy the odometer gauges. I wanted to buy
Yeah.
the big tack with the shift light. Like, all my money went to that. And
Yeah.
the stereo was like, okay, I'll just whatever comes factory or stock or what I can get cheap. So I never put my money into a stereo. So
Hey, Joe,
believe it or
so
not, what's that?
are you at car shows like that meme with that guy? He's like behind a tree. He's like rubbing his hands, looking to see who's gonna say what about his car.
So
No, but I mean, you know what? I was being honest with you. I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way, but they're gonna be like, oh, I don't care what people think about my car. Or I just do it for me. Or
no, but the question, Joe, was trophy chasing, right? I
don't care about
I don't think you'd have anybody if you asked the question, hey, do you enjoy compliments on your car? That would tell you no, right? Or
Yeah, no, of course, yeah.
like I walk up to people I see at every car show, and I'm like, man, that's a fucking badass car. I love it. Like, if I don't like something, I just, I smile and I move on, right? But I make sure if I like something, and I like a lot of cars, I always compliment the person, right? So, and I'm sure there isn't a person that doesn't enjoy that. But it's the guys that do a 500-foot burnout down the block because they didn't get a $5 plastic trophy. This is what I'm talking.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's freaking crazy.
I'll make you laugh, John, because you know what I'm talking about. I went to the Long Island car show, Ford's in the Park, and I even tried to bribe the judge. I didn't win anything at that show. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, I was the judge. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
I was waiting for you to say something like I left.
Hey, John,
I left a dollar bill on the windshield wiper next to the sheet to mark for the thing, as a joke, and I still didn't win. So.
And what did I put back on there? Because that was me. I was messing with you at the show.
Yeah. So not only did he not take the dollar bill, but I go back and there's $5 more in it. So I walked away with $5.
Hey, John, I'll ask you at that show, since you're the only Mustang that kind of won, were people like mad too, like saying like, oh, there's bias because it was like a Camaro show and the judges are like mostly into Camaros, or what?
They were pretty pissed off that more Mustangs didn't win. It was like a Chevy Camaro club that was hosting the event, and it was a Mustang. It was Mustang night or Mustang. It was Mustang week. The show was for around Mustangs. They do a couple of shows a year, and so Mustang guys showed up and they got upset that I was the only Mustang to win. And then everything else was handed out to Chevys and GMs, but they acted like babies, and it's just I was there with a couple of my other friends, and they didn't act like babies. We sat down in the chairs, we had a good time, we bullshit, we laughed, we ate, we just had a good fucking time. Like that's what it's all about, right?
How do you like the new drivetrain you put in it? Are you loving it?
In the Saline?
Yeah, are you loving it?
Yeah, she's pretty rowdy. Yeah, she's the 363 with the. I'll tell you, man, the blow off valve that's on it. Oh man, that thing is loud, man. You driving down the road with the windows down, and
Yeah,
I believe
I'm
it's called
jealous.
an atmospheric because well, help me out on that, Lee. What is it called? The atmospheric?
Yeah, it's vent to atmosphere.
What's that? Events of the
Vent,
atmosphere.
yeah, vent to atmosphere.
Yeah. So that thing is always fucking.
I would love to have
Yeah,
that.
And I'm like, unless I get on it real hard, then it goes, and then then I load up and go. It's fucking awesome. I don't care.
I'm
I
jealous.
don't care. I just hearing that fucking noise. I just wanted the
I know,
fucking noise.
that's the only thing that I don't like about the Kenny Bell because they actually advertise it as whisper quiet.
Oh,
Because that's a selling point. And then I actually called up Kenny Bell maybe about a month ago. I go, listen, is there anything we could do to make this thing louder? Let's get some new gear. Let's do some whatever. And he goes, nah. Back in the 90s, people complained that we were too loud because they wanted all have sleeper cars. They didn't want
yeah.
anyone to know what they had. So that's how we designed it. So
so
there's
listen,
nothing we can do.
we're getting a little long in the tooth here. I want to give some of our members a shout out here on this question about the car show. Draws different types of enthusiasts. Mike Begley says yes. So I'm not exactly yes. Okay. Doug Reinhold, 100%. Mattabella said I'd go to more shows. Greg Gethin says absolutely. JP okay, sorry for butchering your name, JP. He said 100% yes. I have built cars that won awards at shows, and it's nice that someone noticed the effort you put in. But I cherish the many, many friendships I've made over the years, way more than a trophy on the shelf or plaque on the wall. Cars have come and gone, but the friendships remain. Excellent, JP. That is exactly right. Michael Kerr, yep, personally, I think there's too many trophies and it really doesn't mean much because they give out so many of them, but the best part is just seeing a lot of different cars that you haven't seen before, meeting a lot of different people. I think, guys, that's why cars and coffees are starting to grow in popularity, right? It's just
Yeah.
laid back. You just hang out with friends. There's no trophies, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I could see. I mean, I tell you, man. Every time something wins at a big event, people you hear whispers, and people always bitch. Car didn't deserve to win. It's like, oh, who gives a shit. Natalie Michelle, trophies mean nothing to her. I want to go to shows to admire the creations of others. If people choose to admire mine, great. If not, that's fine too. She loves seeing the unique interpretations of aesthetics, mods, attention to detail. Also, she finds that most of the judge shows are more about who knows who rather than actual effort, quality, and presentation. You guys think there's a bias?
Man,
Either
I
half
think
there.
local shows are like that, but I think more like bigger shows are more thrown by like a bigger like face and nobody really knows anybody. So I mean, it does happen though.
I mean, shit. Joe Monte left me $1 on his windshield, and I mean,
It didn't get me anywhere.
I judged his car. I mean, I handed in the sheet. I thought it was a pretty nice score, but anyway, Joseph Romano, Joey Romano, Long Island, he says definitely. Mike Cornelius says cruising and cruises are what's fun, with the exception of mega shows like Street Rod Nationals, which draws about 10,000 cars. Sitting at a car show for 6-7 hours is a bore. I kind of agree now, man.
Oh, I hate going to car shows. The only car shows I stay to the very end are the big Mustang shows like Pitts and Foxtoberfest and Carlisle and all
Yeah,
that.
but even
And,
even they're a bore for 7 hours. It's just like it's exhausting.
yeah, I've never
Yeah,
been
I don't think
to a local car show and stayed for a trophy.
Yeah,
I've never stayed.
I rarely stay that long at shows to get to even see the trophies get awarded.
Yeah, I've never stayed.
Yeah.
Not me. I'd rather drive the car.
Joanna Gretz says she runs her own Mustang club. There is never any trophies at any events because every car is a winner. Whether a work in progress or full restoration, for herself it means very little. Okay, great. Tyler Arrington said, don't care about the awards, cares about cruising and camaraderie with all my car friends. They popped a picture on there. Very nice. Is that
Nice.
David Nucherlane, lower the price, would do more. What's he talking about? Lower the price.
Yeah, and I was like, what?
Did he post in the wrong thread?
Yeah, he posted one thread.
Maybe he thought he was in the marketplace thread.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh wait, no. So he has 6 replies here. Maybe Facebook is screwing things up. Okay. I think someone mentioned about $40 about going to a show. I saw someone that mentioned that earlier, like, oh, these car shows are like $45 now to get in.
Yeah, some are expensive. We had a show here in town, and they were charging $60. I was like, dude, get out of here! What the heck?
$60 to get into a car
Yeah,
show?
$60, and then it was $30 to spectate. I was like, dude, you all are crazy.
Really? And that
Yeah.
person, I'm not exactly sure. They mentioned that there was a big show that was like $375.
What? Nah.
What? Stop. There's no way.
Nah.
I don't know. Ryan DeLima says, "Yep, he'd always pull up to I'd always pull up to a show if I can, meet people, see cars, eat some food, hang with the wife and kid. True question should be how many shows I can make it to if I didn't have to work all the damn time." Good job. Dave Rollo says he doesn't even fill out the judging sheet. You liar, David. I know you. You just filled out a judging sheet. I'm messing around. I'm messing around. He's right. We don't fill out sheets. Mike Clay. Speaking of Mike Clay, the guy's old Cobra. Remember that Mike Clay? This is the Mike Clay here. He used to run. He was one of the guys that founded Mustang Week. So he's a pretty well-known individual. So what he says carries some weight. He tells people that one of his favorite shows is Runs of the Sun. They give out only best car and best truck. So 2 awards. For the most part, the average owner with a very nice vehicle knows they probably won't win. And in his opinion, they're there for the love of the hobby. From his 30 years or so of attending and organizing automotive events, like I said, he founded, I believe, and ran Mustang Week. He's learned that trophies bring out the absolute worst in people. He's even hosted free fun events, paid for the novelty awards himself, and still got chewed out. I don't know what this little OBJ, what does that mean down in there? All right, John Falcone. He says, hey, John, how you doing? Good guy. He never showed up for trophies. It was always about good times, nice cars, and hanging with his friends. He considers them more like I consider them more like back in the day when we spent every weekend hanging out in the corner of a park. Yep, like hanging out with his friends back in the day. And he misses those days. Shauna Dina just won her first trophy yesterday. It was a Toys for Tots fundraiser for a local car club. She thinks it's fun to try, but it's not what draws her. Most car people are just cool people, and it's fun to walk around and see everything. I love that, man. That's the thing. Like the thing that disappointed me about Foxtoberfest last year is I couldn't get around to see all the cars. Did you
Really?
Did you get a chance to see all the cars, Monty?
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't that big. It wasn't, I mean,
900 cars. 900 of them.
Also, you're real famous at the show, John. So.
What's
I
that,
looked
Lee?
up and down. Maybe I didn't look at every single one.
Also, you're being real famous at the show because that's when you brought out Reblue, so everybody had a million questions to ask you.
I couldn't get away from that goddamn car. Yeah, that's for me, Foxtoberfest last year was a blur, and I saw some cool cars pull in, and there was one car that pulled right by me, and it was I believe it was a hatch, and it was the Eruption Green. The guy painted Eruption Green, the new, well, not the new, but the GT500 color, Eruption Green.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I'd seen that color in person. And he drove by me after I was already parked in Jason Sheridan's booth. And I'm like, and he turned up where we were, parked maybe about 100, 200 feet from where I was parked. And it was my intention to get over there and talk to him. And he had another friend that came and rolled down, I believe it was a black notchback. The two of them walked in. It was my intention to go over there and look at that car and talk to him, and I couldn't. I couldn't leave the car. Yeah. So I had more fun at the 2024 show when I brought my Saline. I just walked away from it, right? I saw every car than I did last year at the 2025 show. I just saw what was around me. That's it.
Are you guys both going to Carlisle this year?
Yeah, you? I'm going. I don't know.
I'm
At
going.
least probably not going, yeah. All Ford Nationals?
No.
See, not. Well, because when's Carl, like 2 weeks, right?
No, it's this coming week. This Thursday.
This coming week.
Oh,
Yeah.
never mind. Yeah, I'm not going. I plan to go to Motor City Fox Fest though.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll be there. This Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Motor City hasn't. They've announced the dates, but they haven't announced any. They haven't opened up the ticket sales yet, and they haven't announced the
Yeah.
hotel, right?
Well, they say I think it's gonna be at the Speedway or something like that, right?
I'm not sure. I know they were like super secret about it. They would. I guess
Yeah.
they didn't have a official deal in place with Ford because they moved
The
the
headquarters.
yeah yeah because they knocked it down. So I would imagine we're somewhere in the campus, but not there. So yeah, they will negotiate all of that stuff. So. All right, guys. Joe, I think this was a longer one, man. Joe, we had a lot of fun with you tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. Good time. But thanks for inviting me.
Hour and 15. Thank you for coming on. I kind of invited you like last minute. I had one of my other hosts. We weren't planning on hosting a guest tonight, but one of my other hosts, he's busy with family, and
Gotcha.
which is cool. So I texted you 45 minutes before we scheduled. You're like, let's do it, man. As long as I can do it from my phone.
I'm at work, but I could do it, and I'm glad it happened. I really do appreciate it. I had a lot of fun. Thank
So I
you.
appreciate it. Like I said to everybody, Lee, thank you for joining me.
Yes, sir.
Like I said, Joe, again, thank you. All our listeners, keep posting there on the Foxbody. Then we're gonna do some more episodes where we go over the content and shout you guys out. We appreciate everything you guys do for us. So do the thing for us here on this podcast. Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family, tell the world. Tell them about the Foxbody Den. All right, guys, we're out.
All right.
Don't
Good night.
leave yet, Joe.